Good afternoon, my electrolytes. How you doing today? So today we're gonna do a video on feminism and MGTOW and how they are alike within their messages, and how like the extremists and the radicals in the group hijack it and just use it as a shield cover to push their own crappy narrative. So let's get into the video today, my electrolytes. Roll the intro. So I'm gonna read the definition of feminism right now, and then that's how we're gonna tie it into like third wave feminism has been hijacked by radical people. Feminism is the advocacy of women's rights based on equality of sexes. That's what it was supposed to be, like the original like definition of feminism, um, and like what it was originally intended and used for, like to give women a freedom of choice and like to free them from like certain things way back a long time ago. But now third wave feminism has seen to like if you make a choice other than them pushing their own narrative, like within third wave feminism, if women make another choice other than them pushing like their narrative within third wave feminism, you're being just as sexist as they accuse the guys of being, which that makes no sense. Feminism was originally intended to free women of like certain things so that way they can have their own choices and like do whatever they want at it as they please and go where they want to go. Now, third wave feminism claims to be like equality for like women, but technically it's like actually the opposite of that. It's more like if you don't agree with us or like make the same choices we do, we're gonna restrain you to certain things, or we're gonna shame you and call you like a sexist or like part of the patriarchy or something like that. We're just gonna use like sexist patriarchy. We're gonna call you like a mansplainer. We're gonna call you a whole bunch, and like the women that disagree with them, they're gonna say, "Oh, they're part of the patriarchy too," and they're just perpetuating sexism within their mind or something like that. As you can see, like the original definition of feminism was supposed to be both like combined together and as equals. That's was the original intent, but as of today, third wave feminism has hijacked that original definition of feminism, where women like worked hard like to free themselves from like, you know, just doing like the everyday mundane thing, and then they have their own choice to do what they want to do. Third wave feminism has used it as a movement just to complain and whine about every little single thing that doesn't go their way, and every little minute detail that they don't agree with, they will complain about. If they sniff something that's out of place, they will complain about it, which is the complete opposite of like what original feminism was intended for. So the radicals have hijacked this movement to make it all about them and like not about like working together and all that. They're not gonna do that at all. They're not willing to hear another side. They want to stay in their own little bubble where people agree with them, and anybody else that disagrees with them outside of that is sexist and part of the patriarchy, and any woman that disagrees with them is also part of the patriarchy and perpetuating sexism and keeping women down, which was not what feminism was not intended to be honest. It really wasn't. It was intended to give women the freedom of choice to do whatever they want, to choose whatever jobs they want, and not to be a victim like that. But third wave feminism seeks to keep women as victims and like paint them as victims of like the patriarchy, which doesn't exist anymore. It hasn't existed for hundreds and hundreds of years, to be honest. And I feel that third wave feminism does nothing but keep women down. And third wave feminism is the most sexist thing in the world towards men and towards women, because it paints them men as like these sexist people, which they're not. Not all men are sexist, to be honest. And like women are not all like victims, meek and all that. I've known some women in my life that are not weak and like meek and like as third wave feminism claims to be. That's why most people don't identify as a third wave feminist or something like that, because they want to keep you as like this little perpetual like victim. They just get inside your head like a psychological test. They would just get inside your head and like play this little track over and over. I'm a victim. I'm a victim. I'm a victim. Because of patriarchy, over and over again, like some kind of brainwashing cult, which that's not good. That's what an ideology does. Over time, It's over time when you like listen to that over and over and over again, you will start to believe in like, hey, I'm not worth anything. I'm a victim on this and that. I feel that's what most of them did, and I feel sorry for the ones that actually went through that brainwashing. So third wave feminism and like the radicals that hijacked the original feminist thing are not using feminism what it was originally intended for, to women have freedom of choice. Third wave feminism is like, you agree with us or you don't have a choice at all. You either agree with us or you're sexist and you're part of the patriarchy or something like that, which that makes no sense. That's like a totalitarian, authoritarian kind of thing, which is not good at all, to be honest. It's really, really not good. It's like a dictatorship kind of thing. And the women, oh Lord, good God forbid if you disagree with them if you're a woman. You say you're part of the patriarchy, you're perpetuating sexism, you're keeping women down to be victims and all that. God forbid you have your own like freedom of choice and all that. God forbid you do. The feminists and third wave feminists will not allow that whatsoever. They even sniff at you having freedom of choice, they will shut it down immediately. It'll shut down with the victim cannon. You know what I'm saying? It's like they will shut that thing down immediately. So in conclusion, third wave feminism and like the radicals in third wave feminism have hijacked the original thing of the feminism and have made it all about being a victim cult instead of like having the freedom of choice and like being strong and all that, and showing young girls like, hey, we can do this and all that. They just want to keep women down and keep them as victims, essentially, and they don't want them to go any higher other than to whinge and complain every time something doesn't go their way. MGTOW is a way of life which refuses to defer women defining worth of men. Instead, it focuses on positive male aspects, inviting men to go their own way in life, which I have no problem with whatsoever. You want to check out the relationships, just do your own thing, that's fine, as long as you're happy, healthy, safe, and you're being a productive member of society, which is fine. I don't mind that. But it's this form of like radical MGTOW, like the angry MGTOWs of the world, which I don't agree with. He says you have to agree and conform to what I'm doing, or else I'm gonna shame you and call you a cuck, a mangina, a beta male, and all that. If you don't agree to the kind of MGTOW that I do, if you agree to freedom MGTOW, you're a cuck, beta male, and mangina. How dare you have a choice? That's why I don't like either one of these, because they keep you rooted as like a victim. They don't give you like a freedom of choice or nothing like that. You either conform to what they conform to, or else they're gonna shame you and like just harass and attack you for having a different opinion that they do. Feminism and MGTOW are like, in a way, when their core message, they want to keep people down as like victims, men and women as like victims, and only make them seem out to be weak and like nothing more than victims, just to whinge and complain about everything that goes wrong in society. And while I admit MGTOW doesn't whine and complain that much about everything that goes wrong, it's very minute. Still, I don't like them pushing this like victim status to where like both men and women are weak. That's sexist on both parts, in my opinion. On both movements, in my opinion. It's sexist towards women and towards men. I don't like that whatsoever. That's why I'm an egalitarian, because like we both put men, women, gay, straight, whoever on both equal footings, and we don't promote this like victim narrative. We promote people to do freedom of choice, and you can do whatever you want, and that you could do anything in life. Am I saying you have to become egalitarian? No, I'm just saying what I believe and what my beliefs are and where I stand as far as like a thing. That's why I like egalitarianism, because it's not an ideology and like it doesn't brainwash you into anything like that. You have your own freedom of choice and your own freedom to make up your own mind, essentially, with your own thoughts. With these two movements, you don't have that choice. You either think the way they do, or they're going to shame you for the rest of your life for making a choice that they didn't make. You either conform to what they do, or you're going to be shamed by other people of that very movement. It's like a dictator thing. If you try to overthrow the dictator, you're going to be locked up and shamed by the other people under that dictatorship that already been brainwashed, essentially. So that's why I don't like both, and both are the same and alike in my opinion, because they both had a victim narrative core within their own movements. Both may say they're different, but they're the same in my eyes and from what I've seen on like the internet in this day and age. So, my electrolytes, what did we learn today? We learned that both MGTOW and third wave feminism are alike, and that they keep both people down and like make them to be victims and have no freedom of choice or freedom to say anything other than what they conform to. And that one hive mind narrative that they push and push within their movements. So that's going to be it for me, my electrolytes. Have a great day, and remember to stay awesome.